Hey Blake, Scott Walker with Impact Layton SEO, just up in Layton, Utah. I'm making this video because I called and I forgot to write her name down. Your receptionist said I could send this over to you. I just help companies generate leads through their online presence, through their website, Google Business Profile, and ads. If you like what you see, let's set up a discovery call, and if not, thank you so much for your time. So, awesome that you guys are doing over 20 years of experience. That's pretty awesome. I'd love to sit down with you guys and ask you a few other questions if you have some time. But for me, what I always recommend for your website is to add more content. The reason I say that is because Google loves to see content. They want to see 1,500 to 2,000 words on your homepage. Throughout that content, you want to be found for buyer intent keywords, and that usually means a city and also a service. So for you guys, like water damage restoration, Salt Lake or Kaysville or Layton, because I know that those are like the main areas around you. Those are really good. The other thing you could do is if you save images correctly, instead of it saying the Floodco team, that could also be a buyer intent keyword, and so that would be something along the lines of water damage restoration in Salt Lake City, and that counts as content because it's embedded behind the photo. I do use a tool called Ahrefs to show me your analytics and where you're setting. The DR and UR is the strength and trust that Google has for your website. These are on a scale of 100, and you want those balanced and continuously moving up. You're currently at 9 and 21, and that's due to your referring pages and domains. And what those are backlinks, and a backlink is when one website links to another website via clickable button or text. But not all backlinks are created equal, so you do want to stay relevant to your industry and location whenever possible. And it looks like you're being indexed for about 750 keywords, and you're getting quite a bit of people to your website each month. The only thing that I kind of caveat here is when I see near me's, those aren't necessarily great searches because if the majority of these are on the East Coast, then you're not really getting people who would be in your area to become a new client for your customer. Whereas water damage restoration Utah, that is good that you're number 4 for that one. But those are the ones I even go more granular and do it as a city. So, like when you look here, I think I saw Salt Lake somewhere. Like water damage restoration, Salt Lake City. Those are the types of buyer intent keywords that I like to go after because they are looking for your service in your area as opposed to kind of a more broad area, if that makes sense. So, I just did do water damage restoration Centerville because I know you're based out of Centerville. And right up top is the Google Guaranteeds. It's great that the great thing about these is that if you have, it's guaranteed for the business and also the consumer. For the business, if I call this number and I'm not a real lead, you can dispute it and get your money back. For the consumer, if I know that this individual is licensed and insured and has done a background check. So that's the nice thing there. If you want to do Google Ads, right up here is how this would be most beneficial. The easiest way to get a good click-through rate is to make sure that as much of this keyword is in the ad as possible. Water damage Centerville. Doesn't say restoration here, but at the same time, water removal, water damage. Or this one, this says water damage restoration, and it doesn't say, it says Salt Lake City because it's there, so it probably would work. But out of the two of them, this one would probably have a better click-through rate. Then the landing page experience needs to be something like a click to call right up top, form submit, what you do, where you do it, and then if you run any promotions or anything like that. And then the background imagery should correlate to the search term as well. And to kind of give you an example, I just did Davis County. Like I said, I'm up in Layton too, so there's thousands of searches each and every month just for water damage restoration in those areas. So great way to be found for more searches. And then here you guys are, which is great. 156 reviews, that's awesome. If you've been in business for 30 years, I would hope you'd have more reviews. That's the only thing is people don't really think that reviews are helpful. But you could be ranking for Layton, for Salt Lake, for different areas just because you have more reviews. So that's one thing I always recommend when you're here. I would definitely try and get ranking in those different cities as well. And then being in the Google Ads and Google Business Profile, about 60 to 70% of traffic stops right there. The rest come down into the organics. I'm just looking at here. You are number 1 for Centerville, but if we looked at Salt Lake or other areas, you'd probably be missing out on some of them. But like here, you're looking, they have a lot more content on here, but when you have more content, better buyer intent keywords, those authoritative backlinks and citations, you can start to outrank these guys. So I did Centerville, Layton, and Salt Lake. There's 1,500 searches for restoration searches in these areas, and those are the types of buyer intent keywords that I'd like to go after. So when you start to outrank your competitors, percentage of these total volumes will start to go to your website instead of theirs, and then a percentage of the people going to your website will give you a call, and depending on your closing rate, will turn into a customer for you. So Blake, I hope that this information was beneficial for you and your company. If you like what you see and you want to set up a discovery call, let's set that up, and I'll talk to you soon. Have a great day.